definition of job satisfaction and how do you get job satisfaction? Whether you realize it or not, many people in the world didn't actually choose their job. They didn't choose their career. In my time as a life coach and a healer, I have talked to many, many people about their job choices, what they love about it, what they don't love about it, what they wish they could change, and what brought them to that job in the first place. You learn about work and you learn about a work ethic, and you learn lots of different things around work as a little child. And you learn this from what you see, feel, and hear from your parents. Like many things in our lives, we had impressed upon us what was valuable and what was not valuable, what was good or what was not good. And that includes a work choice, a career choice. So in looking at your job and in looking at your job satisfaction and looking at where do I want to go within my job and what would make me happy, you have to look at why you chose it in the first place. When I say something is impressed upon us as a little kid, it sort of works like this. When I say to you the color yellow, what's your first thought? Do you say flower? Do you say banana? Do you say sun? Whatever you say, whatever your first thought is, your associative memory is regarding yellow, those two concepts are connected in your brain. That there is a neural net cluster around yellow, and there's a neural net cluster around daffodil or flower or sun. And these two places are linked. Now, this is a very simplified explanation, but this is to help you understand that we form neural net connections as little ones, in addition to the neural nets that we're born with, but we further form them by learning from what we see, feel, and hear from our parents. So when I say work, you will have an instantaneous reaction that will be another neural net cluster that is connected to it, another concept, another thought. So your dad or mum, whoever worked, maybe they both worked, whoever's job was more important than the other, when they talked about their job or they felt about their job, you as a little one were picking it up and absorbing it. So if your dad, so the example I like to give is, say you're an immigrant to a country and you have left a country behind you that was maybe war-torn or there was political unrest, and you have chosen to leave your country behind to come to a new country in order to give your children a better chance at a job or at stability in their home, etc., etc. So in your home country, you may have been very well educated. You may have gone to university. You might have had a well-paid, important job. But to come to the new country, you may not speak the language, and you may not, your qualifications may not apply in this country. So you've made this incredibly brave step. Your parents may have made this incredibly brave step to come to a new country and do whatever it takes to give their child the opportunity of a new life. So because they do not speak English or do not speak the language of the new country, because maybe their qualifications are not applicable in that country, they take whatever job they can get. So they may work as a cleaner or in a food truck, or they might work doing sort of jobs that weren't really what they had trained for in their life and had been doing in their home country. So when dad or mum comes home, they are emitting a frequency, and you learn that that's what work is. So if dad comes home and he's incredibly exhausted, or he's humiliated because the work is so menial, or because work is about sacrifice, it's not about satisfaction and career, it's possibly about things very, very different. And you as a child may be feeling what he feels when he comes home from work. And you observe and hear the conversation between your mum and dad, and you feel the energy. And you might actually hear him tell you about work, tell you about his experiences. So you embrace that, you absorb that as a truth about work. So you may go to school, to high school, to uni, and you go to get that job that your parents would love you to have, this well-paid, fulfilling job. But when you, as the adult, are attempting to achieve that outcome, achieve your dream and your ideal, it doesn't always work very easily. Because the truth is, your inner child never saw work that way. Your inner child never saw that that was a possibility regarding work. The child's associative memory around work could be hard, sacrifice, humiliation, 7 days a week, exhaustion. And the job you as the adult are going for is well paid, sovereign, etc., etc. So you have these two perceptions inside of you, because your inner child's perception becomes the foundation of your personality. Everything you perceive in those first years becomes the foundation of your personality. And as you grow and learn and develop fully as moving into adulthood, you form a layer and layer after layer over that. So what's in the center of this is often not fully identified. And yet it is having a very real effect on what's happening in your life. So when you are looking at job satisfaction, you have to ask, why did I believe this is the job for me? You have to do some analysis on what's your motivation in taking this job. You have to ask, what do I like about it? What do I not like about it? And do some journaling about that. Then go back to your childhood and think about, what work did mum do? What work did dad do? Maybe mum gave up her job to become a mother, a wife and mother, or vice versa. It's to do some analysis on that, because you need to understand what you believed about work as a child. So sometimes you're not really doing the job you would choose. You're not really doing the job that would lift your heart and soul. You are doing a job because you think that's the right way to be. You think that's how it is inevitably. So if you were to look at the energy you are emitting in a pie chart, your adult self-aware self is a much smaller portion of that pie chart. So the bulk of the energy that you are emitting is predominantly coming from this inner child. So who is drawing to you your work opportunities, the dynamic at work when you finally get it, how it unfolds in front of you, is the energy of the child. And if that perspective was that work is hard, that work is a struggle, that work is 7 days a week, that work is about sacrifice or humiliation or unfulfillment, that's the sort of energy that will be incorporated into the job that you draw to you. Now, this isn't for everybody. This is not across the board. But if you are in a job that doesn't give you the satisfaction that you want, or you find that you're blocked in achieving what you want to achieve in your job or your career path, or working for yourself, or whatever your desires are, you need to understand what's in here. So you write down your desires, you write down your goals, you write down what it is you want to achieve within your job. And when you write them down, pay attention. You will feel an emotional reaction in your body to that statement. I am well paid, or I am revered in my job. I am respected. You will find that when you write these ideas down, your first instinctive reaction inside your system is the key into what your little one feels about it. So when you have that reaction and you think about maybe getting a raise or getting into the job of your dreams, or being an independent contractor or an entrepreneur, when you think about that, if, for example, you feel tightening in your solar plexus, and this is just one example, if you feel a tightening in your solar plexus, there's an aspect of you that feels powerless to get this. There's an aspect of you that doesn't feel that that's possible. And it's in here because that's a concept you have hooked up to your concepts of work inside your body, inside your mind and your perceptions. So in this analysis, in writing down what you want and feeling that sometimes very subtle reaction, you will find the reason why maybe what you want with regard to your job has not happened. So how do you heal this? How do you change this energy that you are emitting? Like you change anything that's happening in your system by feeling it. So when you catch that little energy or that little sensation, say for example, in your solar plexus, I want you to let go of everything about work. I want you to let go of everything outside of the room you're sitting in. And I want you to drop in and feel it. I want you to just let go of analyzing it, but just feel it and breathe it and turn and face it. Now, what you are doing is dropping into what's in your inner child. You are dropping into the energy that's at the core of that concept, that is part of the frequency you are emitting. So when you drop into it and you feel it and you breathe it, you start transmuting that energy signature, that portion of your energy signature. This is how you heal blocks that you perceive that you have. Because of course, when your aware adult knows what's possible, your aware adult knows that you're powerful and creative, that you can do, if you do this degree or you do that course or take those steps, you've seen that it works for other people. You've seen that it is possible for other people. So you go, well, why not for me? And who is saying it is not possible for you is in this inner child aspect. And this is where you need to investigate and you need to feel in order to unravel what is going on in your reality. Why am I blocked? Why can I not create what I want? Why do I have this issue with work over and over again? It's because it comes from in here and not from in here. So the more you get to know this, the more you get to understand. Again, if when you think about work, you feel it here or in your heart or in your solar plexus or your stomach, it's the basis of your concepts about work are different according to where they are generally in your body. Ezutushe o shakomoyatsa akamakike ezutuya shashiana ekuka. So do some investigating, do some journaling about what you learned about work as a kid. What's your first memory as young as you can remember about work? It could just be dad coming home. You might have a flash of dad coming home from work or mum coming home from work. If you've got that vision in your mind, you're remembering it for a specific reason. It's there not by accident. So tease out the edges of that. How old were you? Where were you living? What was dad doing? What was mum doing? What was your life like? What were you doing? What was your family doing up to this point? And you will find clues as to what's in here, and why you were drawing these experiences to you, or why you were being blocked in your movement forward in work. Estushte kumukikama kike, ezutuye shusha mukikama, ezutuye shusha, ezayatakama kike koka, ezutuyo shusho yatakama. So, thank you for listening. Like and subscribe and sign up for my mailing list to receive other assistance in lots of different areas in your life. This is knowledge that I've incorporated over my work as a life coach, as a healer, as a light language channel. So blessings and have a fabulous day.